All right, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Greetings, everyone. Another radio, staying in the light broadcast. We're going to talk about a little history of the Nation of Islam. Later on, we're going to talk about that. What is amazing me that people are doing things today and do not know really the origin of them. There was a time when the only people who was really the entrepreneurs were people in the Nation of Islam. We inspired people to start having their own businesses because they saw us doing it. We had restaurants. This is after integration, and now we lost our businesses or gave them up. When people gave up their businesses and started integrating in white neighborhoods and destroyed their own communities. Who was standing strong? The Nation of Islam. They still had their businesses, their supermarkets, their bakeries, everything we need as a people, we still had them. So years later, after the messenger passed, and the neighborhoods were actually gone because of integration, people say, "Well, I'm gonna do what the nation does. I'm gonna get my own business." They started the Nation of Islam. I'm telling you, was an example among us of freedom, independence, of entrepreneurship. We're the first people who started that in modern time. After the neighborhoods was gone, after our community was gone, we were still showing the people how to do it. Okay, you want me to really get into it? Okay, I'm gonna get into it. You see these people who have these websites, got their little uh, business, making their own T-shirts, making products. Where do you think this came from? Where do you think that idea came from? The Nation of Islam. Anybody who you see in our communities who's making and selling products online, whether you know it or not, were inspired by the Nation of Islam. And they don't mean they went to the nation and saw it. No, it's an idea that spread because the nation's about freedom. See, a lot of y'all was forced into it because you say, I got to do something to raise some funds. This job ain't kicking it if I can get a job. So you was forced to do a little side hustle. Get some on the internet where you can sell something. Y'all was forced into that. There was a time you would see the internet made that possible. Without the internet, what would y'all be doing? Be working on the job or hustling the people in the community. Yeah, that's what they left for us. So the main point I want to show you is that as we go into this 95th year since the advent of Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam, 95 years. 5 more years would be 100 years. It's been here that long. Now, the idea of freedom is taking root. Now there's thousands of people who have businesses online, who have a measure of freedom. You just need to know where it came from before you start mocking the Nation of Islam. That's your inspiration, whether you know it or not. For those of you who are any business you have where you are selling it, you got that from the nation. We the people who continually did that even after integration because we didn't believe in integration. So we didn't leave our businesses. Speaking as a nation, we didn't integrate in the neighborhoods, going where you're not wanted. We knew that was going to be a hell of a place around people who didn't want you, and you shouldn't want to be around them. Hey, what's going on in chat? Oh, that's a beautiful name, Michaela. Huh? Where you from? Where you from, Michaela? I'd like to know who I'm speaking with. If you're going to greet me, tell me a little bit where you're from so we can have an intelligent conversation so I can know who I'm speaking with. Hi, I'm so and so from so and so. That's the way we do it here. Since I can't hear your voice, if you're going to communicate, communicate. If you're not going to communicate, don't communicate. Don't do it halfway. I'm great. How are you? Where are you from, Sanja? This is your night tonight. I've said what I wanted to say, so I just talk with the chat tonight. How y'all doing out there? What's going on? Yeah, I'm in the USA too. What do those hands mean? You got three hands up there. I'm trying to see what that means. Oh, hi. Okay, you're waving. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, what's going on out there? San and Ja, like Nina. Okay. Hmm. What state are you in, if I may ask? What state? USA is a big place. You got Hawaii on one end, you got Alaska, you got Florida on one end. I'm trying to narrow you down, at least the area. You don't have to give me a okay, Michigan. Okay. I'm in Kansas. We finally got some warm weather. We had ice and snow for man, seemed like 2 weeks straight. So we're getting some sunshine now. Since get a chance to go outside and get some of that good old sunshine. What kind of weather y'all got over there? Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. You got a lot of ice too? Oh, okay. Well, we got some. Okay, what kind of? Well, you got any questions? You want to talk about something, or we just going to small talk? Have you been listening to what I'm talking about? I like to have a conversation where it can benefit the audience because most people don't want to hear this small talk. They'll just go offline when they hear people small talking. They say, "Oh, they ain't talking about nothing." But if we talk about something interesting, people want to listen to that. Well, you look like a good talker to me. And try not to use that word not when you're referring to yourself. Remember now, God says, I am, I can. Always emphasize the positive part. There's no limitations. You don't have any limitations. Don't give yourself any limitation with this language because this language is something. You know, this language, English language, is kind of negative. I mean, people say good morning. Now you don't know if they're talking about you somebody passed and you mourning. They say hello. You don't know if they're trying to talk about hell below. So this language is something. That's why I be very conscious of what how I greet people, and especially how I talk to myself. And I always tell myself what I can see. A better way you could say that was that I'm improving my speaking skills. That's a better way of saying that. I'm getting better in my speaking abilities. And just by saying you're getting better, you will. The scripture says, let the weak say they're strong. So it's a sense it's kind of telling yourself what you want to be, even if you're not. Because everything is energy, and energy is manifested in your thoughts. That's why we have to have positive thoughts. Okay. What would you like me to talk about since you're listening? You want me to continue my subject? I was talking about the benefits of people having their own business, and that was inspired by what the nation was doing. The nation was always had enterprising people. They sold newspapers on the corner. They sold bean pies. They was about freedom and independence. Cause we didn't, if some people may have had jobs, but we call them? We call them slaves. Yeah, I got to go to the slave job tomorrow. That was in our conversation because we know that anytime you're working for somebody else, you were not free. So your real goal was to be independent to the point that you had a business in a nation where you did something for yourself. And I was saying that nowadays with the internet, most people you see who have a website, they're selling some type of products. Okay, good night. Thank you for coming in, talking. Appreciate you. And don't believe everything they teach you in high school. I'm telling you. I don't know what they teaching the youth, but I wouldn't send my child to school these days. I would homeschool them because they're being miseducated. People are miseducated nowadays. The youth are. They're still teaching black history. What is black history? How can black have a history? That's white history, and it keep people traumatized into the past. Who wants to see all that traumatizing events that happened back in the day? Why would you want to show that to your children? Do you know that that makes you fearful? That's why they do that. They want the people to grow up scared. Oh, I better not do this because back in the day they was putting dogs on people and hanging people. So in a sense, it gives you an inferiority complex. So don't let nobody be watching no call it black history. It's not black history. That's not look, history is something that you reflect upon that's positive. Those are traumatizing events that you shouldn't want to remember. History is what you did as a people that improved civilization. And it started not during slavery. Okay, let me give you a quick history lesson. You listen to my audios. I talk about this all the time. 1492, the Moorish Empire fell, or we was chased out of Europe. The Christians got together and chased us out, but we was there for almost 1,000 years. We civilized Europe. We taught them languages. We taught them how to bathe, how to grow food. They didn't know how to do anything. That's why they called it Dark Ages, because they was like living in caves almost. So after we civilized them and they taught them how to bury their dead people and how to stop living with dogs and how to even walk upright, because a lot of them was like cave people, couldn't even walk up straight. So after we did all that, they uh they had an Inquisition they called the Spanish Inquisition, and they chased us out of Europe. And not only that, they chased us out. We was here when we went to see, we've always been here, but some of us went different parts of the country, of the world. And so when we came back here, because this was our real home, not Africa. Don't let nobody tell you from Africa. When we came back here, they chased us back over here. And that's the real things you don't hear about, what they did to our ancestors here. Because we wasn't Christians, they killed us. Because we had our own languages, our own religion. Everything we had was different from theirs. And they just didn't like you because you was different. Studied, and this is history. They say you was a slave from Africa because they don't want you to know who you really are. Ain't no such thing as African American. Most of y'all don't know anything about Africa. They told you you was from Africa and you believe it. Don't you know if you from Africa, you have family ties there? Somebody from there be looking for you. And Africa is a continent. They got over 50 countries there. When you say you from Africa, that's like just like somebody saying they from North America or they from Europe. They don't tell nobody anything. Even Africans don't call themselves Africans. They call themselves by their country. And they got you calling yourself by a continent. People just not even thinking. Now, some people may come from Africa, but they don't call themselves African. They say, "I'm a guy. I'm a Kenyan. I'm from Kenya. I'm a Cameroon. I'm from Cameroon." They got you calling yourself Africans. No, you are an American. You are more American than anybody here because everybody who's here who don't look like you and I, they're the real immigrants. They come from Europe. They can trace their ancestry, and they got you thinking you from somewhere else. That's why they put that Africa story on you, so you won't realize that you're the real Americans. This is your country more than anyone else. So I don't call myself African American. I say I'm American. I'm an American. Forget that black stuff. You're not gonna trick me out of my land. I don't know nothing about Africa. And let me tell you, I've been to Africa. And they would tell you in your face, you don't look like African to me. Because you're not African. We're complete different people. Do you see any Africans coming here doing the things we do, doing the things we like to do? Can they dance like us? Nope. Do they talk like us? Nope. Do they eat what we eat? Nope. Do they have a culture that do they do what we do in the culture? No. We're different people. But they want to keep you ignorant to who you are. Do you know they used to call us Indians? Yeah, they was calling us Indians. We're really Moors, but they was calling us Indians. And then they said, "Oh, no, call them black because you can't find no people black in history. So you don't have no history because there's no ancient people who call themselves black. So that's how they make you a lost people because you don't know who you are. But I'm gonna give you a hint, Sanja. I want to give you a hint. Moor. That's who you are. That's what they call us. That's our ancient name. They call us Moors. And you can find your history in Moorish history, not in no black. They make you look very small, saying you invented the stove and the ice box. Man, come on, please. You created civilization. You created civilizations. You civilized the planet. They want to tell you created a traffic light. I can talk about this because I'm a historian and I used to teach history and I've traveled around the world and I know who I am. And I'm telling you that black history is just a lie. Yeah, we may have done those things, but that's not who we are. We've done much greater things. Okay, look like nobody's communicating back and forth with me. So I hope this message helps somebody. I'm going to sign off for now. Peace.